It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Bear 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. And here we go. It is Hump Day. How are you doing? Hopefully well. I'm not going to be spending that much time in studio this afternoon due to the fact I'll be broadcasting from Wackerly Subaru from 4 to 6 p.m. this afternoon. Wackerly Subaru on Woodruff in Idaho Falls. You got to stop by, get your name on our guest list in order to meet us at the Haunted River in Manan this Friday. Our first Haunted Meetup of the spoopy season. I got some CDs to give away as well. Got some K-Bear stickers. That's in case you show up late and all the spots are already filled up, which I'll keep you updated on the air as I'm over there, and to make sure that you don't show up and get disappointed that all the spots are filled up. I'm assuming it's going to get filled up pretty fast. It's usually how it goes. If you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015, that is the number to reach me. We're also still giving away those Judas Priest and Sabaton tickets. We'll be drawing the winners for those tomorrow. If you want to sign up, if you haven't signed up at all just yet, do so once in the K-Bear app, one more time on the Alt 101 app. And if you want to enter the second drawing that we're doing on Cannonball, you can enter on that app as well. You might as well do so, all right? Got some Halloween music, part of our K-Bear Rockin' Halloween Haunted by No Limit Guitar Company coming up with some newer Gojira as well. Stick around. It's Peaches Pit Party on K-Bear 101. More and more stores going towards self-checkout exclusively. Retailers like Walmart, they've been dealing with problems of theft, especially at their self-checkout lane. So in hopes of reducing this problem, they're rolling out this new technology that uses invisible barcodes that covers the entire surface of products, making them easier to scan, harder to steal. This technology, along with AI-enhanced cameras, will attempt to make sure every item is scanned and paid for. Sometimes I forget about an item, and then I'll look in my cart or my bag or my whatever I'm using, the basket too. Like, oh, that's right, I need to pay for this too. Sometimes I forget. I don't want to be accused of stealing. I thought this would have been even funnier if they were like, hey, you know what? We're installing new technology at the self-checkout stands. We're now going to have a loaded machine gun at the very end, just in case you try stealing. That will pop up and aim right at you until you finally pay for that said item you're trying to steal. Considering I'll be at Wackerly Subaru from 4 to 6, there is no to peach their own, because that usually happens during the 4 p.m. hour. I still like this question from the radio prep. What makes you feel old? Obviously, the number one answer you're going to get is my knees, my back, my neck, any part of my body hurts. Doctors are younger than me now. I would say for me, it's when you see these new stars in in Major League Baseball, the NFL, basketball, NBA, of course. When you see them, they're way younger than me now. I remember when those guys were older than me. It's like, nope, I'm playing NBA 2K, and my point guard is 18 years old, and now I'm 10 years older than that guy. Another response for what makes you feel old, TikTok, mirrors, because you see yourself and go, oh man, what happened? People born in the year 2006 are 18 now? Okay, that's enough. And a lot of my friends, they vary in age. I have some that are in their, late 20s like me. I have a few that are actually in their 30s, and I also have a few that are Gen Zers, or I would say around like 19 to 23, about there. Some unemployed Gen Zers, they're getting creative on LinkedIn. A few of my friends, they're doing the same thing. They're desperate to try to find a job. Some of these Gen Zers, they're using a banner on their LinkedIn profiles that read #desperate. The person behind the trend is a person the same age as me, Courtney Summer Myers. She was laid off from her graphic design job last November and has since applied to about 30 jobs every day with no luck. Every day, 30 jobs. Man, that'd be awful to go through. I sort of went through something similar. Before I was here in East Idaho, I was in Southern California, obviously, and worked at In-N-Out Burger, worked at TMZ, and I was actually laid off from TMZ the day before I got hired here. During the time that I was at TMZ, the later part of the time that I was at TMZ, it was during COVID. So we were all working from home, and I was still going to In-N-Out, then coming back home, also doing some TMZ laptop work, whatever they needed. I was doing that on my laptop, and yeah, it was a desperate time because I was really wanting to find a radio job, and I was almost about to move to Dallas, Texas, out of all places, just to get away from California. And I was going to work full-time at In-N-Out Burger there while also applying for radio jobs in that area because I just so desperately wanted out of California during COVID. And literally that day that I was about to apply for an apartment in Dallas, Texas, the one, the only Jade Davis sent me an email saying, hey, we got this opening for middays on K-Bear. I'm like, I'm in. Let's do it. I'm gonna apply. And of course, now I'm here. I'm very thankful for this position. It's been so much fun. Past 3.5, almost 4 years now. But a lot of these people, man, these Gen Zers, just my advice, do not give up. And the best thing you can do when applying for any job is to call them on the phone. I know it's tough to do. It may be daunting to do so. But it helps out a lot if you actually show interest in the job that you're applying for by simply saying, hey, I sent in an application a couple days back. What's my status? Or what's the status with that? What's the update with that? Am I able to come in for an interview, do something like that, talk with them to show that you're genuinely interested in the position? A bunch of my friends are like this Courtney Summer Myers girl where they're just exiting college or they're laid off, whatever it may be. And for some reason, they apply to all these places and go, I'm not getting any responses. You got to call. I called Jade before I got hired here and said, hey, how's everything for you guys? And yeah, from there, made my way here. Major League Baseball just wrapped up its 2024 regular season with a bang, seeing the highest attendance in 7 years and a big boost in TV viewership. It seems the new rules speeding up the game worked, as the average game time this season was 2 hours, 26 minutes, the shortest average in 40 years. The result was an increase in viewership, including younger fans embracing the sport in a big way. When the Major League Baseball season started back in spring, players were not happy with new, supposedly high-tech jerseys and pants provided to them by Nike. The jerseys supposedly collected sweat, and the pants were see-through. The league has vowed to make things right. Changes will begin in 2025 and will be fully implemented by the start of the 2026 season. What is going on here? Surfing man versus animal news? All right, let's go for that. 62-year-old surf legend Charlie Gnarly Hajek had a wild encounter at New Smyrna Beach, Florida, which is known as the shark bite capital of the world. If it's known for that, that's your fault if you're getting in that water. While surfing, he accidentally stepped on a shark, got bitten on his leg. How do you step on a shark? Is it really in that shallow of water that you just don't see a giant shark? Maybe it was like a little tiny tiger shark, maybe. I don't know. Despite the shock and pain, Charlie paddled back to shore, created a tourniquet from his surfboard leash, and then drove himself to the hospital for stitches. Charlie didn't see the shark. Experts say it was probably 4 to 5 feet long, so he was just not even paying attention. Getting stitches on his leg was certainly a bummer, but Charlie says his biggest regret was breaking his 148 consecutive day surfing streak. If his leg heals the way it's supposed to, Charlie has plans to get back on the board next week. If I ever get bitten by a shark, I am never, ever, ever going into the ocean again. That's it. I'll just admire it from the sand, and I'll build a sandcastle. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Barrel 101. I saw Creed not that long ago with Three Doors Down and Finger 11 at the Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. And I think that whole Summer of 99 tour was thanks to their idea of the Summer of 99 cruise. They had 2 different Summer of 99 cruises earlier this year. They were both sold out completely. They have announced yet another Summer of 99 cruise, the lineup for their 2025 iteration of their floating music festival. Creed will be joined by Seven Dust, Hoobastank, Lit, Filter, Alien Ant Farm, Hinder, Fuel, Marcy Playground, Local H, and more. Still performing aboard the Norwegian Gem cruise ship. It will set sail on April 9th in Miami, travel to a port in Nassau, Bahamas, before returning back to Florida on April 13th. If I were to go on a cruise, it would certainly be the Creed cruise. I think it'd be fun to see those guys again on a cruise ship. I don't know if I'm one of those people that would get immediately seasick. It would take some time to get used to that. Cruise ships are kind of scary. When they go through like the choppy parts of the water, they go through a storm, and you see the waves getting real big, but shouldn't be too choppy during that time of the year, I would think, right? In April of 2025, going from the port of Miami to the Bahamas. Who knows? With my luck, maybe a hurricane would start and make things terrible. I don't want to make any Creed jokes with that, but I did see rock radio personality Eddie Trunk will serve as the co-host on the cruise. It would be great to try to find out where he's broadcasting and infiltrate that studio. I was looking here that today is the start of Fat Bear Week, October 2nd to October 8th. There's even Fat Bear Jr. that already happened from September 26th through the 27th as part of the competition focuses on the cubs who are packing on the pounds, getting ready for hibernation. If you don't know what Fat Bear Week is, Fat Bear Week's this annual single elimination tournament that's taken the internet by storm. It's not just about admiring the bears. It's a clever way to educate the public about bear behavior, habitat, conservation. I've been seeing a lot of stories as of late of bears taking up places in Northern California, going into people's homes, stealing food because they're just trying to eat and fill themselves up, getting ready for that long nap to then come out of hiding next year. And I'm sure there will be some bears in hiding that you wouldn't expect that would just pop up in people's homes. And so, yeah, I can totally see why this is something big for those who have bears in the area. And yeah, by the way, if you see a bear out in the wild, don't go near it. It may look cuddly. It's not going to be like Bear in the Big Blue House. He's not going to give you a hug and talk to you. It's going to rip your face off. All right, so stay away from wild animals. High schools, they have very strict rules about underage drinking, especially at school events. But while the students at Bixby High School in Oklahoma were perfectly behaved and in compliance with the rules at the recent fall dance, the same could not be said about their principal. Their principal, Mickey Rapogel, has been suspended, will no longer be employed in the district following his arrest at the fall dance where he showed up drunk. And, well, I'm not going to go on more about this story. He's very much so a scumbag. And he's actually getting nationally shamed, his story being sent to the radio prep out of all places. According to a letter sent to the community from the district superintendent, several students and adults reported improper behavior by the BHS principal, Mickey Rapogel. These reports included detecting the smell of alcohol and alleged other stuff that he was doing on the dance floor. Upon learning of these concerns, administrators and officers from the Tulsa Police Department immediately began an investigation into Mr. Rapogel's conduct. According to police, he's been charged with public intoxication. I wonder how long his sentence is going to be. Very sad to see a person just throw his career and life away. Don't be stupid like this guy. K-Barrel 101 with the Foo Fighters. It's real sad to see already the press trying their absolute best to get something out of Dave Grohl. I was looking at the whatever Facebook, whatever I was on, and Dave Grohl is just exiting a Halloween store with a little prop skeleton in his cart, and he has what looks to be his daughter with him, one of his daughters, and the people are recording him from what looks to be a bush, and they're just watching him load the stuff up into his truck and then drive away. Any member of the media is going to try their hardest, and I mean absolute hardest, to get an interview with Dave or at least some sort of comment or something like that. Dave is pretty much going to have to live this life in hiding for a little while until he's comfortable enough to address it publicly. Unless somehow, some way, he's able to tell a PR person, hey, could you tell these interviewers I'm not mentioning anything about this kid outside of my marriage? It's a whole sad story, really, for the kid, for the soon-to-be ex-wife, too, his kids. Don't cheat, overall. There's a lot of life lessons with today's show. Don't be stupid like that principal that got drunk at a school dance and threw his whole career away. There's also the message from Peach's Pit Party here today. Hey, don't cheat on your significant other. Please, don't. And there's been a lot of poop talk as of late. I'm seeing here that Gen Zers are decorating their toilets with trinkets for pretty poops. Someone on Twitter saying, so pooping is aesthetic now. In a trending tweet featuring footage of a TikTok tastemaker tricking out her toilet with what looks to be gel stamps. They retail for under $20. There's some toilet with a whole bunch of stars, different colored stars on it. Sure, go for it. It's not harmful to you. It's better than that whole chroming trend that I talked about not that long ago. There's been a lot of terrible TikTok trends. I remember when the whole Tide Pod eating thing was huge, and they had to put in all the containers of Tide Pods. Hey, please don't put these in your mouth. They're full of chemicals. They're bad for you. They may look like giant fruit gushers, but please, don't eat them. Instead, trick out your toilet. You might as well. Pretty poops. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.